Hello, dear students. This is, I believe, my third attempt on making a video on introducing you or showing you how to work on the Hugo form. So, first of all, I did not upload this to the seat of learning, which I normally use, but there was some issues with two different versions of the form, so I decided to not use my standard block, but a bit.ly link. Bit.ly cuts the URLs short, but you need to know that you need to exactly know how to spell it. So the first page is, I will make this a little bit bigger. The first page is just for your personal information. And I'll quickly do that without commenting too much on it because I know that you can do that. Maybe it's important to say that this email address will be used to send you the scores once you have submitted it. So don't just leave this out, otherwise you will not be able to get the score. I quickly check my time. It is 11:16, and that is an interesting feedback for you how long you actually worked. So, when we do such a thing, it would be very good to actually set up the screen so we have two windows on our desktop. One, the video we are trying to work on, and the other is the page where we submit our information. So, I must admit that these times are a little bit off. So, if we go exactly to 5:28, we don't see the exact scene, but I can quickly find it. Yeah. So here is the scene where Hugo slowly approaches the shop. Here we see exactly the shot which I have here in the screenshot. Obviously, it's Papa's toy booth. So this is Papa's toy booth in the train station. That's correct. This scene shows Isabel. This here is not Isabel, it is Hugo. There's a jar of candy. Can you see the jar of candy? At the counter of the toy booth. That is correct. Hugo is trying to, or is going to try to, get the toy mouse. That is what he's doing here. So when you have the movie next to your homework, you can actually make sure that your choices are right. See, he tried it. He doesn't get to steal. So the next scene is at about 11 minutes into the movie. I believe it is just shortly after the opening scene. And let me quickly find this. Yes, here he goes down the big clock, and he is winding up the clock. This is what he's doing here. He's not fixing a clockwork. He's not creating electricity. He's winding it up. Yeah. The third screenshot is a little bit trickier because there is a lot of information you could get possibly wrong. So let's quickly check here where they are and how they got to this place. Yeah, he's leaving the shop, and you see here in the background there is the big train station, and they're walking away from it. Yeah, you see, Mr. Millier's Papa George has just closed his shop, so they are actually not going to the train station, but they have left the train station, as you see here. There are two right options. So what is the other right option here? Hugo wants to steal his bag? No. Somebody has cleared the path of snow? No snow in the middle, but snow on the sides, meaning Somebody has cleared the snow. Very good. That is the right answer of the third question. And here is the scene exactly. He doesn't want to steal his bag. Nobody put the snow at the side. They are not going to the station, and Hugo doesn't follow because he's cold. He wants to get his notebook back. That is why he's talking to him. Now I gotta quickly check how much time I have left. And I think I can do it this time, yeah? So let's go to the fourth theme where we can see here it might be a little bit, it might be important for you to. It's amazing, I just got it by accident exactly where I shot the screen. So maybe it is good for you to watch the scene because Hugo says that his father loves mysteries, and you might not remember that from just watching the screenshot. This is not his uncle, so the first choice is not correct. Hugo is sad because his dad told him that the automaton can't be fixed. He made this little joke about the automaton not being, or he didn't answer right away that he can't be fixed. But if you look at the picture right here, you can see that Hugo is very glad. If you look, the face is really dark because it's made of metal and it has oxidated. But if you polish it, it will look like new. The next scene is about here when Hugo is actually, what does he do? Let's see if we can. Yes, there we are, I believe. Yes. So you see the steaming bread here. This is called steaming, and it steams because they're fresh. Yeah. And so we answer these questions. This food is free fruit from yesterday. That's ridiculous. He is stealing it, so it's not free. Isabel buys from this shop every day. I have not seen her buying anything from the shop. George is also selling these from his toy booth. Papa George only sells toys and not croissants. So we have these two answers which are correct. They're called croissants. These are fictional names. I made them up. And you can see that they are fresh as they are still steaming. So let's go now to question 6, where we see one of my favorite characters, the station inspector, and he is checking the time. You should have noticed that he does that more than once throughout the movie. And I believe he does because he's checking on Hugo's uncle, who is a drunkard who drinks a lot of alcohol. So he tries to check on him. So that he just gave a stretch. So the first choice here is the station inspector keeps checking the time throughout the movie. He does it in order to check on the guy who works with the watches normally. He was playing hide and seek with the station inspector. Now he is not playing. If the station inspector saw him, he would catch him, lock him up. Hugo and the station inspector are friends. No, they are not. Not just yet. The station inspector is going to hug Hugo in a minute. No, that doesn't happen. But Hugo is hiding from the station inspector. And you see, if you chose the right amount of answers, the red frame disappears and you can continue. The seventh screenshot is when they are in the cinema. And this is quite lovely because here you see an original um, part of a movie. I can't tell you which one. Maybe it is even mentioned, yeah. But let me find the right situation here. Yes. Here they are sneaking in. Hugo has a special instrument to open the back door. So, and we see it's only Isabel and Hugo who are going in, not Isabel, Hugo, and Papa George. That's just wrong. They haven't paid for the admission fee, which we also see by them going into the back. And here we see the man. And if we had sound now with this movie, we heard the people in the audience react to them. They make. So at this, people, most of the people are scared. And the great thing is that later in the movie, we see Hugo hanging from a clock like this himself. So here it is fun for him because it is a movie, but when he later in the movie he does it for real, it is much more disturbing. We are getting to the end of the first part of the movie, and here is a moment where Isabel talks to the station inspector, and you see that the station inspector doesn't believe what she's saying, but she's trying to help him. Okay, Isabel is trying to help him, so the station inspector doesn't lock him up. So I'll let this run for a bit here. And she uses the word doltish to show two things. First that she is well read, and second, that the station inspector doesn't have to fear anything about Hugo. We're coming to the second last screenshot. Oh, third last, sorry. And I didn't note at what time it was taken. So let's stop the movie here and scroll through the answers. At this very moment, they is Isabel and Hugo already know that the automaton was built by George Méliès. That is not true because the signature is not there yet. So I'll try to find it anyhow now. Very good. I am lucky to go close. And here we see him already starting to draw, I believe. So the automaton draws the name of George Méliès at the very end. So here we don't know yet that it is made by George Méliès. Here it is about the movie depicted here in the drawing, which was called The Man in the Moon, and it was indeed a movie by George Méliès, not by the Lumière brothers. When the automaton drew the drawing, actually Hugo was very happy, so because he finally got him to work. In the scene where they find the box with all the papers, it is Isabel who is stepping on the chair, not Hugo, and the chair is going to break. So these two are the only right questions, the only right answers here, two answers. The 11th and final screenshot is a little bit later in the scene where Papa George comes in, and if you look to the right, he is startled. Startled is a good word. You see Hugo and Isabel reacting in fear of how is he going to react, yeah? And his first comment is back from the death. It's a very nice shot here. And he's actually not happy. He's not happy. Papa George is very happy. It's wrong. These drawings make and documents make upset. Upset is here used as a verb. His wife didn't give him the documents. When we look closely, he picks them up. The clock in the background, look, he's picking it up. The clock in the background shows something about past 6. So it's not near midnight. Only 2 ticks are right. So I thank you very much for your attention. And the last 2 questions are only to give me some feedback how long time you have needed. You needed. So actually, you can go back with the back button and see what time you put in here. And it says 11:16. So it took us exactly 20 minutes. So I'll put 20 here, and then we are nearly done. I tell myself that it was a lot of fun, and then it was a little bit difficult. Once you click the submit button, you get automatically redirected to the sections which you have maybe not answered correctly or where it's mandatory to answer in a special way. And I forgot to take that Isabel is talking about Hugo here. So, unless you see this successful submitted screen, your answer did not get submitted. I thank you very much for your attention watching this beautiful movie, and I hope I'll continue the exercise for this, the second CD, so we can even learn. Thank you very much, and I hope this won't be my last screencast for you. Happy classroom flipping. Bye bye.